Welcome to Revolutionary Motion, where we show you tennis from a different perspective. Today I will explain to you guys what exactly professional tennis players do to minimize the amount of mistakes they make in their tennis matches, and how you can use that same method to make sure that you make as few mistakes as possible in your matches as well. If you're taking a look at a professional tennis match, you will notice that professional tennis players don't always hit with the same amount of pace on all of their shots. Sometimes they'll hit softer shots, sometimes they'll hit harder shots. Now you might think that that's just a tactical measure in order to make sure that they have variability in their matches and don't let their opponent get used to what they're doing because they're performing the same trick over and over again. But in reality, a lot of it comes down to the fact that they know that they're not going to be in position for a specific shot, and thus they're taking a lot of pace off of their shots before they even get to the ball, okay? So it's really important that you figure out early on how good the position you're going to get into will be, so you can make a conscious decision as to how hard to hit the ball. So for example, if you are in a perfect position to the ball and you feel like there's no better position you could be in, you have to make sure that you actually put a lot of power on that shot. So maybe you would hit it at 90% of your potential. However, if the position is it's pretty good, but it's not perfect, you would maybe only hit with 80% of your power. And if a position is just decent, you would maybe only use 70%. And if a position is horrible, maybe you would only use 50% of your strength on that shot. Now, that's obviously very abstract, and it requires you really knowing yourself on the tennis court and knowing how fast you can move, how the ball is going to bounce, and so on. Now, as for a reference point that you can use to find out how good your position is, try to figure out where your optimal contact point is. So if your optimal contact point on the forehand side, for example, is here, then you know already if the ball is going to bounce higher than that, and you are not able to take the ball so early that the ball is in that perfect contact point, and you're not able to move back so far that the ball has come back down into that perfect contact point, you already know that your positioning is not going to be perfect. So you should refrain from hitting the ball as hard as you can. For example, if a ball is up here, you should probably only use 40 or 50% of your strength to control that ball better, so you don't hit the ball too hard and miss unnecessary mistakes. The same thing goes for if the ball is too far from you or too close to you. That could be because your opponent hit a surprising shot, or because you completely misjudged it, or because of a bad bounce. In all of those cases, you have to adjust the pace you're using to make sure that, number one, you put the ball inside the court, and number two, preferably you have some kind of placement on your shot, meaning you can control it. Forget about hitting it hard when you're not in a good position, and learn to hit the ball with good placement no matter what your opponent does, by adjusting the amount of power, because we all know that with more power you will have less control. So choose to hit with less power for more control in the harder situations.
Hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys soon.